Alright, woman. Let's go.
It
That was a noise.
was how I spoke.
You did it way too early. Speak. You're supposed to actually use words, not force a fake yawn. So you were curious to know what the rebels would do when I got to the door?
Yeah.
Get lost.
Uh, they gave me a warning and said, don't do it again. Quite literally.
Store's closed, everybody. My supplies are all
I can't say I'm a fan of that outcome because that seems kind of silly, but
Just remember what I said about recruiting Giada.
What is that?
you're gonna need to walk me through that
Sorry,
again.
friend, I've never seen anything like it.
Follow the main
If there's
storyline
anyone in all
of
Dawn's
Emerald
Wrath who can get
Stair.
answers, it's Gwyneth
Try to avoid as high
Braun
ones if you
in
can,
Paradise's Market.
so you can recruit Giada. The reason I say it is because there's a part in the quest line that you gotta do that's required to recruit Giada, but
What harm?
the enemies are all three skull. And there is a peaceful outcome if you sneak through the area and talk to the Queen of the Delimgons. But if you were to try and go head first and you wanted to grind to get yourself ready for it, you will have already done most of Emerald Stairs side quests before you're strong enough to take them on.
To be fair, I do believe, with the armor that I got and everything, I could probably fight all of them if need be. Not that that's what I'm going to choose to do, but I feel like I could.
True. What I'm going to recommend for sneak route is
Yeah, I
when you
already
go,
got the ranger thing.
yeah, and when you go over the bridge, take the right path if you want to be extra sneaky about it. Left path, good luck, 'cause there's mushrooms hiding in the tall grass.
Mushrooms as in mines, or mushrooms as in mushroom people?
Sporelings,
So grenades or people?
both. Some sporelings run up to you and detonate themselves for a lot of damage in a wide area that you gotta run away from.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we missed in the Dawn Shore area, but I don't think so.
I mean, you're always able to go back whenever,
Okay.
so no worries about
Onwards.
being locked out.
Also, if you press the X button, it opens up a menu to let you know what you've done in the area.
I had no idea how tense things were.
I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know.
Any wolf's death won't help matters.
Survival dictates you remove a threat as soon as it makes itself known. That's exactly what you did.
Regardless, the Steel Garrote will see this as an excuse to crack down. I get the feeling they've been looking for one.
Steel Garrote? I figured they're just more intense Adherent soldiers.
You're right there.
From now video I'm watching.
Oh, I hear you. Unfortunately, if you're marching shoulder to shoulder, some of their stink is bound to rub off on you.
I don't like that Ludwig woman. She gives me the vricas.
Yeah, I've seen floggings gentler than the scolding she gave Hilgard. One's tacking when the other's jibing, if you catch my drift. Taking in the slack is one thing. They look ready to strangle each other with it.
Then it's a good thing we're getting out of the city.
Yeah. Much as Livia.
I love how unhinged Tranny Pewter's gotten since Steve Harvey became the host.
Are you listening to that friend when you go all blank-eyed from time to time? Does your special friend talk to you? I mean, I had an imaginary friend when I was
What, Ma?
little, but they never brought me back from the dead.
It's
He
off.
means that with all due professional respect, of course.
How do you
I
know
still
this
see the
friend
line,
doesn't
but
miss any
it's
harm?
not on.
Steve Harvey has been the person running that show for a while.
I know. And the show's benefited from it.
I'm gonna be honest, Tamarius, I don't
We'll
know.
maybe figure it out. We can't prepare for what we don't know is coming.
We're headed to Fior Messi Verno to see if the Animancers know anything about the Dream Scourge, right? Maybe we'll learn something about your condition in the process.
Right. When it comes time to deal with Animancers, you two are on your own.
Fair enough, but I wouldn't expect a warm welcome. Hillguard's already brought your homeland's prohibitions against animancy to paradise.
They could stand around and have scholarly debates about souls all they want. Gives me a great opportunity to take a nap.
I haven't been back in a while, but Fior is, an interesting place. It was founded about 50 years ago by a disgraced Valian duke and a handful of animancers who'd soured on politics in the republics.
Town full of nobles, scholars, and leeches, all surviving off the work of the farmers who grow food for the whole island.
They're an eccentric bunch. You'll see. It turns out that academics are as ungovernable as the rest of us rabble.
They don't understand what they're messing with. They can't tame the wilds with machinery.
They've held it at bay until recently. Their ingenuity, or madness, or heresy, take your pick, has fed a lot of people in the living lands. But, rumor has it, some unnatural blight is destroying their crops.
I mean, to be fair, Marius, we've learned in the other two games that a lot of things can hold back the wilds. That don't say much.
Hopefully there's nothing to that. But if there is, we'll find out soon enough. And while we're in Emerald Stair, there's something I've been putting off. An old friend from my time in Thirdborn had a cabin out in the woods. Tama. He passed a while ago, but he left something for me that I never got around to picking up. But since we'll be in Emerald Stair anyway... You won't regret it. Emerald Stair's lovely this time of year. Even the Delimgon bloom.
No matter what I tell you, you keep picking flowers from things that want to kill you.
Oh, so Mac, you were wrong about the Delimgon.
What do you mean?
They do randomly attack people.
So you forgot that I told you there's two separate Delimgon factions, right?
No, if you look at the note that the game gives you on the the background lore stuff, they attack anyone they perceive to be a threat to nature.
Okay.
Hey, they love me.
The reason I said what I said was because of what the Queen herself said, that there were Delimgon that got corrupted by whatever the hell was going on in the Living Lands, the Dream Scourge, and she pretty much had to put it into them. But she basically wasn't able to get all of them. She only has a little patch of land for herself right now.
We'll see, but that note that popped up does not give them any points.
Right. Maybe buy them a drink before they choke you to death with vines. I'd hope so. I think that goes without saying.
You and I have quite the adventure ahead of us, Envoy.
I have, things to do back in Paradise. It keeps me plenty busy.
Come to think of it, I haven't been to Emerald Stair in a while, and the Envoy's never been. Know any good guides we could hire?
None that could help the two of you. You need the best guide in the lands to keep you from getting yourselves killed.
Hey, you don't have to butter me up.
Now that you mention it, You're gonna need my help if you're traveling through the lands with this Nimdut. I have 2 rules. No campfire songs and no hugs. That last one's non-negotiable.
I hear wiggle room on the singing.
If we're done being ridiculous, we should get some rest. We'll be in Emerald Stair tomorrow.
Good to have you with us, Marius.
Right. Go to bed before you violate the hugging rule.
I need more Hylia's thorns, and I don't have them. Eh.
Those dreams seem to be getting worse. How are you feeling? Not a whole lot, and I've been happy keeping it that way. Playing around with essence, poking at souls, trying to move them out of and into places they shouldn't be. Oh, it makes me queasy. Though, if we're going to understand the Dream Scourge and your godlike lineage, I suppose we'll have to get comfortable with it. Still, I'm happy to leave those pursuits to other people.
Exactly. Other people. People who are a safe distance away.
Remergand would probably agree with that.
True, but at what cost? There's a reason Animancy's failures are more famous than its successes. For every maniac it's cured, it's created dozens of corpses, or worse. I've just always felt more comfortable with things I can see and grasp for myself. Don't get me wrong, most Animancers are nice enough people. But even nice people get strange ideas from time to time. Shoot. You've heard. He was my commander and thirdborn. But he was more than that, too. A mentor, a friend. Tama helped me out when I first came to the Living Lands over a decade ago. I was still figuring myself out.
Was. This is you, having figured yourself out.
Hey, now I know I can't stomach rusk snout milk. As for what we'll find, I don't know any more than you. I'm hoping for a good baking mold, but who knows? All I know is he said it was his most prized possession. And seeing as he was on his deathbed at the time, I wasn't of a mind to ask. Hey, we all go back to the wheel, right? Where to start? The man couldn't carry a tune, but it didn't stop him from trying. He'd have the whole tavern singing shanties with him nearly every night of the week. He had a vexing habit of saying the thing you most needed to hear when you were least ready to hear it. He'd give you the shirt off his back and the meat off his plate. But the selfish bastard left the rest of us a world without him in it. Hey, you're not the one who did the leaving. That's why I've got to put this to rest. What do you want to know? Check your bedroll for fangworms.
Envoy? Right, changing the subject. I'd just tell you what I told you last time you asked. Okay. Oh, good. When I was a child in Solace, a warden named Alinka taught me the basics. What berries to eat, how to build a shelter, and so on. Later, I started going out on patrols, just to get experience in the wilds. By the time I was 15, I was going out on my own. I was usually part of a small patrol, maybe 4 wardens. We'd travel the roads in Galawain's tusks, and I was in charge of camp. We'd make sure the Zarps weren't getting restless, the roads were clear of bandits, and the lava flows weren't flooding. Turns out I was just good at surviving on my own, so I kept doing it, and I kept getting better at it. Right, changing the subject. What is there to know? Isolated keep full of Pargrunan wardens who patrol Galawain's tusks and argue about history. I left there 2 years ago and haven't thought much about it since. I doubt you'll ever have to go there anyway.
Oh, don't worry, we'll go there. Eventually.
I appreciate that, Envoy. Anyway, what do you need? You too. Right. If I must.
I don't like the look of this area. It's very closed in and dark. Too many trees.
Oh, would you be a dear and help with these spoilings, please?
Looks like she could use our help.
Oh, whoa, angry mushrooms.
Hook up.
Holy Jesus. I got attacked once and the mushrooms killed me. Holy Jesus.
Can you say with your armor you can take on the 3 skull ones over in that place dimension?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't get too comfortable. More are on the way.
Now I see why I suggested the peaceful route of sneaking.
Nah.
Time to rally.
That's Norland.
Where's my mark? Let's see what you got.
You're killed by poison. Ow.
Oh, would you be a dear and help with these spoilings, please?
Looks like she could use our help. Let's get on. Come and get me!
Don't get too comfortable. More are on the way.
Next one's mine.
Oh, the mushrooms drop acid on the ground. Ow.
Oh, fantastic. People. I was about to lose my wits.
A mind's question. The dust of the Akita in her hair. She knocks. We would answer.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you? Sansa? Absolutely not. Cute as a button, but he's so high-strung. I pursue my own academic interests. Interests that require the vase in the ruins. And a ladder. But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-toned. Oh, of course. Why would a priceless artifact be important? Well, I'm not surprised you don't know of the Godless. But they were here in the Living Lands long before we were. Long before anyone else, as far as I can tell. Give or take a few thousand years. They lived on every corner of the lands. You must have passed a few of their ruins on the way here. The big ones, with spires that look more than a little phallic. A lot of their structures were embedded in the ground. They lived in harmony with the land. I mean, as much as you can live in harmony with the land actively trying to kill you. Maybe it was nicer back then. 30 years of research, and as far as I can tell, they just upped and disappeared one day. Fascinating, right? Well, what's important is that the vase is within my grasp, now that I've a tall, dark, and handsome stranger to help. There's a vase in this ruin that's too high for me to reach. Fetch it for me. I can pay you in skates if you do. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. Once you've got it, look me up. Yahtzee, wizard extraordinaire, godless expert, and a Balrog in the bedroom.
You do meet the most interesting people.
I can get you 1,000 faces that don't require going into some ancient ruins. No one listens to me.
That's a statement. You know, I don't think that we should be eating random mushrooms off the fucking floor from mushroom people, but what do I know?
You take lead.
Bad spooters.
Everybody all right?
Oh man, I love parkour. Parkour is so fun.
Andra's titties, you found it! I tried using magic to get the face down, but alas. Thankfully you and your little friends came along and saved the day.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, big dude.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure If you say so, darling. But I must pack up. I want to get home. I have a new artifact to study in. Thank you for your help, Godlike. Even if you didn't have a ladder.
Well, that's something I hope never happens again.
I've got a few inches to spare if she changes her mind.
Bruh.
Of course I forgot a ladder. Wonderful. Darling, you are aware I can see you digging through my things, aren't you? The godless and their proclivity for high spaces.
Garrus, quick to add the very, let's say, perverted comment.
Nice!
What's this hearing about Obsidian?
What?
Some controversy, racist thing going on with Obsidian?
Talking about the game studio, correct?
Yeah.
That's one for
I haven't heard any controversy relating to Obsidian.
Because I saw
Ready? Aim.
a video of Absum Go talking about, what am I about to find? Talking about
Just-
Avowed, and about the game journalist lying about Avowed, basically. And he's asking questions, giving his own opinions. He likes the game, but apparently when he was looking at, pretty much he hasn't said himself, but he went to a tab of a Steam discussion, and quite a few discussions saying how racism was involved and all this other stuff of the Obsidian company, and that they might shut down.
Two things. One, never take Asmongold at his word. He says a lot of bull. Like, I don't mean to spread rumors around, but there's a reason why everyone takes him with a grain of salt.
So it's mostly him just reacting to stuff that he's reading.
And number two,
Granted, I don't come here often.
brain work. And number two, that's not what I heard him say about Avowed. He said it was awful.
But when did it get this bad?
Are you saying I should avoid all of the side quests and
Those are
everywhere until...
ordinary farm hands.
Into Giada, yeah.
That's gonna hurt me physically. Okay, so that's what Hylia's talon looks like. Good to know. This is gonna hurt me physically.
You told us
people
that
weren't hungry
animancy would
enough.
save our crops.
It's not very
Now
long.
look, spoiled on the vine. Zarips won't even touch them.
Animancy is a process. We're talking about that.
Question, have you heard of the My Little Pony hard thing called My Little
Machines
Worm?
everywhere, and none of them
Isn't
are
that one of the
doing a lick of
AUs
good.
that was created?
Be patient and
The
things
infection
will get
AUs or
better,
whatever.
I promise.
It's an infection thing, yeah. But this takes place after the whole Discord redemption things.
I've heard a lot of them. That I've probably seen that one somewhere, but long
Well,
story
Rarity
short,
is dead, and the other main six are currently infected, except for Twilight, who currently has them in like some facility monitoring them. Oh, Spike's infected too.
no surprise. Long story short, though, I don't like most of
You
them.
know what I said, but we only have so much to go around.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like any of them.
Are starving as well? Or are they sipping tea?
And I'm not saying
Get
that
up
they're
with the
bad.
governor.
They're
Don't
pretty
make
good
the
ideas. But I don't like them because they don't take into the account of, hey, that guy over there, who's your best friend, he's a god and can just do poof, it's gone.
Well, let's have it.
Ah, there's no stash, as I've told you before. If I had grain, I'd give it to you. I know, times are hard.
The crops are coming up wrong. Flies.
Like quite literally, it would be great if they took in all the accounts, but they don't, and that's why I can't like them.
How would they be
Makes
able
sense.
to, though?
Did you forget that Discord is a god?
Yeah, I know. And
Oof,
how
it's
would they be
gone.
able to take... I know. So how would anyone make any hard things, then?
Find a way that makes sense that involves getting rid of Discord. I can think of 3 instances off the top of my head how you could very easily do that. Hell, you would only need 1 sentence in the entire story for it to make sense, but no one has added it.
So the My Little Worm thing came out a year ago.
You showed up at a bad time.
Apparently there's an entire full season 1 on YouTube.
Advice, give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giatta's about to tear that poor man a new one.
So the mushroom and the mushroom people and the companion are part of the main quest?
One of our
Yeah.
animancers. She's bright as a spark, but confrontational.
What was I gonna say?
She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of
Uh.
spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancers
work.
fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giatta's put the governor in his place, but it might be the last.
Like, like I said, I'd watch them, but none of them add that one very important thing. It takes away the whole horror aspect when you know it's going to be fixed the moment it stops.
Look around. The town's overgrown, the crops are dying. What's not to fight about?
Just take a blessed day look
Okay, so My Little
outside. Doesn't
Worms
take
is
a genius to
basically
see this place
about
rolling downhill.
parasites that infect people.
Yeah, like I said, I've probably seen it somewhere, since those AUs were all over the place like half a year ago.
Mm.
The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just follow the sound of foul language.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when animancers fight.
We've seen better days. With any luck, this will pass.
So, Mac, my question is, how did you know to do the main quest to get the companion first, rather than doing all the side quests that you come across?
Because I chose to do it first.
The Emperor's envoy. Come to
I have
interfere in
companion.
Steel Garrote business again.
Oh. Why? Because the name's so fucking strong and I wanted to see what Giatti was capable of, and I knew that the only way to actually grind levels and resources would
But
be
you didn't
to
know she was a
kill.
companion before. Looked it up, didn't you?
No, I did not.
And how did you know she was a companion?
Because it's pretty heavily fucking implied when you first get to the city and see her arguing with the mayor.
By that
There's even
context,
dialogue
anyone,
for it.
By that context, anyone you speak to could be a companion.
But none of them mention going with you. First interaction you have of her of arguing, at the end of it, he banishes her and pretty much says that she can go with me.
No, I mean all the side quests up until you get to the city. No, on the path to the city.
The only ones I really did was some guy having trouble on his farm with one of his electric generators, and talking to Elia, one of the animancers, and it was just like a small little thing, not really quests.
Given how many named people I walked by, you had to have done more. I have suspicions.
Certainly not. Besides, I have no more business in Fjord. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find
I did not. When I first saw Yahtzee, I honestly thought she was going to be the companion, so I was like, okay, I'll just go on ahead till I can get her as a companion, then I'll start doing the side quest stuff. Turns out Chiati was the companion when I got to the mayor. I'm like, oh, okay, she's the companion.
Good.
Because I wanted to hear what dialogue the companion has for the side quest stuff.
Still, I think the governor is too stubborn to be persuaded even by the Emperor's finest. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adiran interests. We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Not doing these side quests is physically hurting me.
Can I interest you in some glaveberries or Barrett's bells, perhaps? Welcome to Poria in Velino, the finest legitimate apothecary of Emerald Stair. 5 summers ago, business was thriving. But now charlatans are selling crystals and essence enlargers in the streets. Add rumors of Dream Scourge and everyone is buying from these swindlers. At least you've come in. Oh, I could, easily. But in the long run, where would that get me? I would be no better than them. I used to believe animancers would trust science, but I'm beginning to doubt that. At least I don't have to convince you.
I mean, she could very much easily sell those quote-unquote fake products, but actually give the person something that would help them. Oh my god, that's so expensive. Did you buy any of the Hylia's talons or whatever from the shopkeepers? They are so fucking expensive. Right answer.
But
Bruh. Did you buy anything from the first merchant? The one that sells the magic stuff?
what about him?
There's a unique wand, Hylia's talons in the shopkeep. Did you buy them?
I did not. Yeah,
I'm
didn't check all
debating.
the and didn't check all the merchants yet, so I probably didn't see that one.
I'm debating on whether or not to use a wand or a pistol. I don't know which one to pick. Hmm. So the wand does around the same damage. I'm checking what people say about guns and wands, their stats. Mac, have you used a wand in the game yet at all?
You mean the unique one?
Any wand.
Yeah, I spent most so darn sure using the first one till I got the electric pistol.
And how did they compare? Not damage-wise, but everything else.
Wands are the fastest fucking things in the game.
What's their range like?
Uh, Not as far as a pistol, obviously, because after a certain distance, they start veering off course. But while they're kind of weak, they can be rapid fired, basically. Like
And I'd ima-
if you want to get the wand.
and I'd imagine they're quiet, unlike a pistol.
Yeah. It's hard to assume they're quiet.
This does way less damage than the gun. But it has faster build-up. Hmm. I am now poor.
All ingredients are
Where you pulled the unique wand?
Yeah, I am now poor.
What does it do?
It does extra. It has extra range. Shock damage and 5% extra damage.
Oh, damn.
I'm not gonna break down the gun just yet, just in case. Holy shit, are wands meant to be this inaccurate? Jesus.
Wait, what? What happened?
Are wands meant to be this inaccurate?
As I said, the longer the range, the more inaccurate they become. Like an Uzi.
No, but I mean, the range seems to go all over the place. Like, right from the get-go. Any idea?
Not really.
Alright, do wand projectiles heat seek towards enemies?
I can neither confirm nor deny that because I myself do not know.
You said you used a wand. A lot.
Yeah.
How do you not know?
Because I always aim directly at the enemy, I didn't aim, like, to the right of them.
Can I But now, I'm not so sure. Fjord isn't what it used to be. At least I don't have to convince you.
That Audra is so fucking expensive, Jesus. Oh, more merchants.
Would you care for a refreshment? If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice. Cloves, cinnamon, and anise are just a few of the remedies that help foster a peaceful environment. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement. Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. Fior Messiverno values individualism, but I much prefer to focus on the health of the community. Now, will there be anything else? Believe it or not, this building was once my father's grain warehouse. One day, a magpie landed on the rafters and spoke fluent Valian to anyone who would listen. Among other things, it told my father the recipe for a blueberry tart. Popular item until the recent troubles. Helia is the goddess of birds and creativity. Yes, the spiritual significance of a talking magpie is debatable. But the tale inspired others to make this a haven of creativity. And so, here we are. Who knows? Either it flew away on bad business, or it was just a metaphor to begin with. A good story knows where to end itself. The bad ones all end in grief. What? I mean, I'm sorry. What? Could you possibly elaborate?
Well, when 2 or more people are attracted to each other.
Oh no, I mean, oh yes? It's just that these sorts of things happen to other people, but never me. I wouldn't even know where to start.
You're overthinking this. Invite her around for a cup of tea.
It seems I need to gather my wits and figure out what to do next. I have no skill with romance, you see. Oh dear. Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them.
So what's the sentence we perhaps use in the horror AU to write around Discord?
Literally one singular sentence. Just one. And that sentence is that Eris, or Cosmos, you know, the 2 other godly beings that are stronger than Discord, are stopping him from doing anything. Or, in Cosmos' case, straight up killed him.
I think another sentence that could be another thing that could be done is that after Fluttershy's steps, Discord stopped caring about anything and just stayed in its own dimension. So in that scenario, Fluttershy would have to be dead.
Well, you see, the problem with that is Discord isn't that selfish. He's pretty close, but not that bad.
Where he disregards everyone because his pretty much first and only friend is gone.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to bring up Generation 5 because of how abhorrently bad it is, they kind of prove that in Generation 5.
Oh yeah, in the comics where it showed he was he was in the ruins of Kentide taking care of Fluttershy's animals.
Yeah. Like, no one thinks about the fact that Cosmos and Eris exist. Those two would be fucking laughing at people dying. But, you know, with Discord around, he'd be fixing the problem. And unless you want to use plot armor, there's no way to write around Discord other than the fact that the other Draconiquists are physically stopping him.
So from what I'm seeing and what I've seen, okay, so the short that I saw was just like a different thing of infection, but in the actual story, My Little Worms, Rarity and Pinky got infected, bisected, and mutated together, so it's a weird mix of Pinky Rarity.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, Twilight's infected, but she's still self-aware and not really showing anything past quote stage 1. Though she has been seen. I think she ate Spike.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before.
Yeah. And Fluttershy is infected, but she's not. But she's not really. I think she's like semi-immune to it, like resistant to it. Like she still has symptoms, but isn't. Like she's half infected, basically. Applejack sacrificed herself to a horde of infected ponies to
Yep, I've
ensure
definitely seen this one before.
Rainbow Dash and Apple Bloom get away. Then Rainbow Dash is leaving Apple Bloom for her own survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's upsetting is that so many people liked it, but also there were people that bullied the creator so much that he discontinued second season.
Well, yeah, you know the stigma behind the brony community.
What's the stigma?
That it, well, you know the whole thing. It's a kid's show. It's cringy. The people in it are weird. That one thing with Rainbow Dash we will not fucking mention ever again. That one being a particularly big one.
The one that involves a jar?
Mac?
Not saying anything else. Just jar and field experiment.
Mac?
Okay, fine. Not saying anything else about it.
So I'm going to try a horchata now. You know, rice milk. It smells weird. It kind of smells like cinnamon coffee. Is that weird how rice smells like coffee? Ugh. 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 That was Alright, no offense to anyone who likes horchata, but that was disgusting. Uh. I will never drink horchata again. Oh, Jesus. My tongue does. Bleh. Moving on from that. Ugh.
The fields have been unproductive of late, and what grows has not risen to our standard. I am hopeful that this is a temporary setback and not a sign of things to come. Envoy, welcome.
Spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and reach with insight.
Insight, you say?
Indeed. The spirits have access to lifetimes of knowledge.
A little knowledge would do me good right about now. A pity I must wait.
Question, Mr. Bam.
I hope it's not about horchata, because no.
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's rice milk. Did you not hear my death gurgles like just a few seconds ago?
Yeah, I heard that, but anyway.
Careful, or we'll get thrown out of the pub. We're already
What if someone were to meet?
Someone, come on. My invention is
Sorry, Mom's
guaranteed
interrupting. What,
to
Mom?
enlarge your essence.
Didn't you say that already before? Oh. Unfortunate.
I had one job. Pour you a drink, godlike?
Anywho.
Well, I'll be a godlike in the bone.
My Little Worms doesn't have this. I guess he kind of involved in My Little Worms. What if someone made a horror AU of infection, but this infection is just fully immune to all types of magic?
How would that work on a god?
But Discord has chaos magic, so it would be immune to chaos magic as well.
Yeah, but considering they're multiversal beings who can snap universes into and out of existence, I don't think
T-Vec
that's
absorbed
comparable.
Discord's magic.
Both know that that was plot armor.
And that Goat Villain's Bell.
What about it?
It absorbed Discord's magic too.
I know where you're coming from, but think about the comparison. We know that all three of them can literally delete universes and reimagine them in their own image. And you're telling me that a bell created by a fucking goat can do anything against that?
Not just any goat. The most powerful dark magic user there ever was.
Sombra and Rabia would like to have a word with you.
They use shadow magic, not dark magic.
Same thing.
Apologies for the ruckus outside. The Animancers never know when to shut their mouths.
I've never been a fan of the concept of, oh, this person created a magical artifact, so therefore it can affect the gods. I've never been a fan of that concept. It does not make sense to me. Like, if it was supported via another god, like let's say Eris helped create that bell, you know, hypothetically, then absolutely, that would make perfect sense. Because Eris and Cosmos make Discord look like a child. But, you know, that's not the case.
Well, if Discord's able to alter reality, why doesn't he bring back Applejack's parents?
You know that's the one thing that I've always wondered myself. Especially when it comes to, especially since we've seen what Eris can do in her own comics. So bringing back the dead seems entirely feasible. Especially with the universe manipulation thing. But we don't know how souls work in that universe, so I would assume it was something to do with that.
Where he only has command if the soul is if the person's still living, but if they're dead, it's no longer in his control.
I don't know. I don't think I'd push it to that specific, but I don't know what else to say. So yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Our crop yield. The governor thinks we just had a bad season, but the Quilici and the Giada figure differently. They are the only animators taking the Dream Scourge seriously. You see this pub? No one here is an animancer. We are Fiore's labor. Rangers, farmers, and the sentries. We've all heard the rumors from outside. Animals gone mad. Terror stalking the wilderness day and night. Birds' bells, of course. If Emerald Stair runs out of food, we are in dire straits anyway. We've had crops fail before, but never food rations. The governor says it's just a temporary precaution, but I am not buying it. So, we ought to drink while we can. Agreed? Anything I can get you? What are you fixing to know? Because I don't go out of my way for them. Yeah, they're a finicky bunch. My clientele is more grounded. Works hard. They don't put on airs. I like to keep it that way. Of course.
This mushroom is savory and highly nutritious. It's still probably a good idea to wash it and give it a few stabs before eating. It's funny.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment. Well, I was not expecting.
You know, if it reminds me, I could probably make a pretty good infection AU of My Little
Are you in
Pony.
need of any weapons or armor?
Eh?
The roads haven't been safe as of late.
And have Discord be out of the picture.
You mean involving the ways that were previously mentioned?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a few of those infection things would probably be good if they actually mentioned that.
All I gotta do is say, Ares freed Cosmos, and they hatched a plague together to pretty much remake the world.
I don't think Ares would go out of her way to free Cosmos if we're talking about personality-wise. None of the Draconic particularly care for each other except for Cosmos loving Discord. Very much. Painfully much.
Oh. Okay. So then,
I mean, if you wanted to use it that way, you could literally just do... Cosmos is keeping Discord restrained. Because, you know...
Isn't Cosmos currently, like, imprisoned or something?
Yes, but come on now. If they can delete universes, how is a star stopping Cosmos?
Constant
Ridiculous.
burning. Too focused on pain to think about much.
Yeah, but deleting universes, though. She could just delete the star. The ways that they solve the problems in the comics via the Draconiquist specifically, like with Sombra and Rabia, you could get away with it a little bit. Because they're technically just superpowered demons, right? But with a god that can just go, no you, the universe is gone now. How the fuck you gonna stop that with a star? Their solutions to those characters are ridiculous.
Okay, simple thing then. What if Discord decided to go on a vacation to another dimension?
I mean, I'd imagine Discord would keep very good eyes on Fluttershy.
And what if Fluttershy is the first to die?
Why would that make any difference?
Fair enough.
Going on your original idea, Cosmos could literally just be restraining Discord because, you know, she loves him very much. Nudge, nudge, comics. And Eris could be the one who creates it because, you know, it's funny.
Oh, idea. What if some crazy villain managed to find an artifact that was made by Cosmos to keep Discord's power pretty much nullified? In a sense, he used that to keep Discord from interfering with his plan to make an infection.
You mean to stop Discord from stopping it? Because
Yeah.
you said that wrong.
Yeah, what about that?
I mean, it would work. I don't think Cosmos has enough brains to make anything like that, but it would definitely work. If you wanted to go the villain route and not the god route, then yeah, that would definitely work.
So Discord ended up being one of the survivors of whatever plague got released, trying to find a way to get his powers back, or to be able to use them to try and stop this.
Yeah, I could see that.
What if we already make it like the Thing?
What about it? If you're talking about the horror thing, the horror movie The Thing, I mean, that's exactly what changelings are, though. Changelings in MLP are quite literally just sapient versions of The Thing. To a more thingy extent.
True, but I don't think changelings can, like, mold themselves on other people and fuse.
I mean, Mac, if they can make themselves into literal rocks or things that are bigger than themselves, they can definitely do that.
True, but it doesn't mean they're immune to being infected by the Thing.
I would debate that, because if we're going full biological science here, if they have control over every part of their body to the point where they can literally change their physical being to be a legitimate rock, like a physical fucking rock, then that means that they have awareness over their entire body. Their bodies could literally just inject the infection. Eject, not inject. Bleh.
Fair enough.
Changelings would be the ultimate
but what
survivors.
if the infection targets the brain first?
And you see, that's another problem. We don't even know if changelings would physically have brains in the way we're aware of. Because of the aforementioned thing of they can control their whole body. Their whole body could be a brain for all we know, you know what I mean?
True. But on the off chance that they do have a brain like the other ponies, what if the infection were to target and get rid of that first?
Well, they would be aware that something foreign entered their body, and they could eject it. Their brain would likely just repair itself.
If they were to inject it fast enough. But what if the infection targets, like, they're more...
What do you mean?
That scared me too, Mom. You know how different parts of the brain affects different parts of the body?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if the thing specifically targeted part of the brain that affects their thinking skills?
I would want to lean more towards the it probably wouldn't do anything side of it, but given that we don't know, you could probably work with it.
Hmm.
Because I'm going to be real with you. From what we know of the changelings in the show, the comics, etc., they're one of the most busted fantasy species in existence.
Yeah.
Nay, don't tell me. I'd be tempted to go looking for some more, and that would certainly not end well. Star metal is exceptionally dense. It weighs much more than one would think from its size. More fascinating, however, is that this metal is suffused with dormant essence. This makes it naturally susceptible to enchantment. Ah, no. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work the metal into anything useful. Only enchanted. I did receive a shipment from Sola's Keep recently,
Interesting.
however. A mace
What?
crafted out of
Did you talk to the blacksmith in the Emerald Stair?
No, not yet.
Make your way there if you're looking for someone
Well,
to
actually,
work
did you even get the star medal from Dawnshore?
I did.
Gallowayne's tusks?
It
Come
unlocked
on,
quest
it can't be
Star
that
Forged,
complicated.
4
I bet
star,
you 5
4
sticks, a
forged.
Smith and Thirdborn would know what to
Something
do
with
this
star
stuff.
and 4 in it.
Did you talk to the blacksmith in Dawnshore?
Yeah. And she mentioned
About the
going.
medal?
Yeah, and she said look for someone in Soul's Keep.
You should have
Also,
talked to the one.
should have what?
You should have talked to the one in Emerald Stair. He mentions another thing that's very important.
I mean, I can always talk to him as well.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need to.
And I'll take your money eventually.
Is there anything else I can help you with, amigo?
Also, the star medal wasn't where Captain Bartado was.
I said to the southwest. No, southeast.
It was basically right next to the exit to the Emerald Stair.
Yeah, that was to the southeast.
No, not really. But not all of
Remember
us
Captain
are
Bartado? There's a star medal near her.
Besides,
I said to the southeast.
Rangers. Under normal circumstances, I'd not sell to a traveler like yourself. But as I'm sure you've seen, these are not normal circumstances. Care to see what I have? Officially not, but I have been known to dabble with essence infusion here and there. I have one such item for sale, actually. A beautiful maze made of star metal. Crafted
Is
by
this
the
a
finest
scam?
smiths
Is this
of
blacksmith
Celestine
trying to scam me?
Enchanted by yours truly. It is a wonder to behold. Care to see?
I feel like this blacksmith is scamming me. We'll see. Man, you're not exactly showing me that very specific mace that you're talking about there. Oh, there it is. Damn. That mace is interesting. Mac.
Huh?
There's a mace here called the Lodestone. And it's a star metal mace and it does a ton of extra stun damage.
Welcome to my fine establishment, amigo.
Sounds fun.
It's very expensive though.
Jota, what's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops.
Look at your city! The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home!
There is no Dream Scourge in Emerald Stair.
The land begs to differ, and I can prove it!
We can discuss this in private.
We are discussing it now! How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. We have Giata to thank for that.
As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
There may still be time to reverse the damage.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the roots. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
As usual, Giata never misses a chance to slander me. I don't ignore her concerns, only her methods.
And you still do nothing. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Giata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Really? Unexpected from an Adiran. But how could I refuse an offer like that? Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Mesiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quinichi. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giata is an outcast.
It's a bit too soon to tell.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Mesiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west, by the workshop.
Woman, wouldn't it be easier to just talk right here? Seems unnecessary.
Another mouth to feed. Maybe we'll need to let Kai hunt more after all.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
If this is your house, woman, then where's the bed? You don't have a bed. Where the fuck do you sleep?
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone. So am I. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Nadiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
We will set aside our differences for the greater good, won't we, Giada?
Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I just realized this is the end. I have to leave your Messiverno. Forever.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Don't worry. Ignasi can't banish us all. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial envoy, research assistant. Who knew?
I have a lot of packing ahead of me, but I've earned a short rest. Not.
You ever think, what if I wasn't a ranger?
Of course. What would you do?
I'd be a flower picker. Ah, maybe a cow herder.
Oh, I know. A rum brewer. Be a rum brewer.
But I'd make no money.
And why not?
Because we drink it all.
Ado, welcome to the fine establishment I need.
This is an interesting building.
I have to do something. I can't let anyone else discover this.
Man, I wish I could accept that side quest.
You can accept it, just don't do it.
Yeah, but then you miss the dialogue when you talk to them in the beginning.
Fair enough.
Hey, a chest. Rumor of giant Audra statue dismissed as mass hallucination. Excuse me?
The Audra is...
Yeah, when I read that too, I was in disbelief.
Like, bruh.
healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm sure.
Crispy critters.
What?
Catchphrase of the main character of Atomic Heart.
I'm not gonna comment what I'm thinking.
Her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened to them.
Why are there so many books about imps?
Don't know. Think maybe they're related to Artemir, who also had a crap ton of books on imps.
Could be. Imps are a
What
lot
do you
more
think
crafty
of
than
Giatta's
what that
theory?
book is giving them out
Well,
for.
my experiments have been a little...
Unpredictable. Like the essence has no sense of direction.
How did you know?
We should talk, but not here.
Gotta love moon physics.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. Well, maybe to you, but I was educated in the great laboratories of Spirento, in the halls of experimentation. But you didn't journey all this way to hear me reminisce about the old country. More than most, but less than I would like. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Yes, her theory of the dream scourge, I'm quite familiar. What I need is a stronger power source. We can't make something out of nothing. We're still limited by our resources. I could use a large single block of Atra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
Okay, so this is why the mushroom
Do be
people are
careful.
relevant.
Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
If you can convince her to hand it over, I'll be more than impressed.
And I really loved him. Deep down.
But did you ever talk to him?
No, I did not. I wrote him poems, though.
You did not.
I surely did. Want to hear one? Rocco, you are not lazy. You make me crazy. Your eyes are like berries. They make me merry. The end.
A fine poem. Romantic-like.
I thought so too.
I only carry...
Bro, holy shit, why is that so far away?
Listen, Kai, I need you to stalk like a cat, not stomp around like a balrog.
My training was a lot bigger on stomping than stalking, unfortunately.
Right, and I got cooking lessons in Solace, but you don't see me making beetle mash every night for dinner. The bears out here can hear a snapfly dropping Sokka from across the stair. You don't want to get eaten, you need to walk softly.
I'll remind you of that next time you start playing your flute at camp.
That is different. Bear's natural prey doesn't tend to play flutes.
They might show up to get you to stop.
I've had this flute for years, and I have yet to be killed by a bear.
On second thought, maybe that's what's keeping them away. You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valiant Republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood. No doubt. That's why I admire the resolve. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth. This is what I like about you, and Giada. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
Sometimes that just makes it easier.
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. But what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side. What's on your mind? And trouble. What was it she said? The steel garrote will ensure the safety of Adiran interests? They aren't going to make you any friends, that's for sure. Stay sharp. The storm's brewing. And better if we can find it before it finds us. It's been years. It was always green and overgrown, but I don't remember it being quite this. Exactly. Something about Emerald Stair has always been unsettling. Everything in the living lands grows wild, but it's different here. Those giant roots, whatever they are, I don't remember them being quite as big or close to the settlement. Well, there's a thought to keep me up at night.
Oh, the Living Lands definitely hates us. That's why people like me even get work.
I don't like reading that much into things. Maybe that's why I'm still a bachelor.
Is that what it is? That wasn't even on my list.
Either way, when I wake up with night terrors, I'm waking you both up with me. So, nudge me if you hear anything in the woods.
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her. It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject. Ask away. I haven't dealt with them.
Oh my god, Dust is alive.
Such all that much. They usually don't bother you unless you step too far off the trail. Of course, that's pretty much a given in your line of work, so we're all doing things we're not used to doing. Still, if you have a choice between upsetting the forest and not doing that, think about it. Maybe consider that the forest and Emerald Stair are known to hold a grudge. I get a weird feeling when I get close to Lake Lacuna. Like there's something there that shouldn't be. I think you know almost as... There's a skeleton sitting in a chair out on the coast, west of the Fjord docks. No idea what it's doing there, but I'm always curious. I think you know... There's a skeleton. There's a Most of this is probably old information for you. But you asked. Less urgency for shelter here. You can find shrubs to block the wind or tree cover to protect from rain. There's also plenty of food around too, if you know where to look. Rule of thumb, if it's red, don't eat it. Or if it makes you itch. There's also just about any kind of game you can imagine. Just make sure whatever you catch doesn't have mushrooms growing out of its face. Oh, and be careful when you leave the roads. You never know when that deer you killed was some Delmgon's favorite pet. Let's see. Water can be a problem out here. Don't drink from the rivers or creeks you find here. They're full of saka. Literally. You can get good water from inside most plants here, especially the larger vines. Or you can tap most of the trees for sap. I always put out some kind of cloth to collect the dew in the morning. That's assuming Kai doesn't take it and use it as a nose rag. Oh, there's another tip. Make sure the people you're traveling with aren't Nim dudes.
Meh.
Let's see. Right. So I wasn't completely honest before when I talked about avoiding river water and such. Water from the river, or creeks, or whatever is, well, it's nasty. Drink that stuff and you'll be shooting.
It's alive.
It didn't say you existed, and it didn't say Mac existed. Okay.
Take
Hey.
all the leaves and bugs and such and leave it in a pot over the fire. I always carry a bundle of ditchberry bark too. Tastes terrible, but it keeps the water from making you sick. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Loud noises.
Let's
Yeah, right now I'm just going and checking out Barrel.
All the wood is wet, or
He has a few good things.
Yeah, I know he has the Prisma Scana and the machete. And a gun, but I don't remember what that was.
Hard to find. I have an old book I tear pages out of just to get a fire started. But don't worry, it's nothing important. Just a book of Valian short stories or something. I already read it anyway.
The Shade is not worth it, right? That's the stealth robot.
I mean, if you want mastery points, but I wouldn't waste ducats on that first.
Let's see.
Alright,
If you go hungry in Emerald Stair, you're doing something wrong.
alright.
You're much more likely
Let's
to
see what's
zombies
available.
or wake up in an ogre cave than starve. Let's see. You already know everything there is to know about surviving in a big forest. I feel like I'm teaching an animancer how to count. Right.
Hey, I'm seeing a mod that I have no clue what the fuck it means.
Oh.
A peculiar audience. Killing an enemy has a 60% chance to assume a certain void entity.
Wait, right, you haven't been to the Zeramin yet, have you?
No.
There's an entity in loud noises. There's an entity in the Zeramin. I forget what it's called, but she likes to bully you when you run around in the Zeramin. She steals your stuff and your loot and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that mod makes it so whenever you have it equipped, and you kill something, it makes her talk or laugh.
Oh, so it's just a weird quality of life thing?
Lore stuff, basically.
Ah. Hmm. Which is better, the Prisma Scana or the Machete Wraith? I'm probably gonna
Damage?
try to get them both.
Raw damage from the get-go would be the machete. But if you have everything unlocked on the Scana.
The bars stifle us. We cannot
So what, you have to modify the Scana fuckton?
follow faces in a
Yeah.
line.
There's an Arbiter's mod. At least I think it's the Arbiters.
I have no clue what that means.
Arbiters of Hexus, one of the factions.
Oh, right.
Yarp.
A hand of generosity.
I'm gonna go with the machete, mainly because I don't think I've ever used a machete. And also, I'm straightforward.
The essence of the earth.
I just want to try it out.
From our veins like a well.
I doubt you have the
By these rituals.
whatchamacallit? I doubt you have the stance mod for it.
I can check.
An unfamiliar name.
Stance, do you remember what it's called?
Nope. The dead rise. What do they hope to achieve?
Machete would not count as a sword, or would it? Like,
it counts as a machete.
Okay, I had to ask.
They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make? The hound cannot
Sundering Weave?
It growls at its own reflection.
I don't know, does it say machete?
Well, it's a machete stance.
Well, if it says machete, well then there you go.
Oh, you weren't saying... you weren't saying looking for a specific stance, it's... I'm not sure if you have a stance.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Fire that burns the forest feeds the soil with its ash. We have learned much. Dream of soaring wings in your repose.
Loud noise. I just want to say, you should have heard my reaction to horchata dust.
Horchata.
The rice milk I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah. Was it good?
Oh. Visceral reaction.
Really?
Like, no offense to anyone who likes horchata, but that was horrible.
You're on your right.
Oh, the Fulham's Wisp's weapon? I didn't even realize.
That was fun.
Let's see what Lavos looks like. Yeah, I like it. Honestly, I like how I got Lavos Prime, remember? I finished making it yesterday.
Maybe our luck's
Honestly, I like the default look, but I'm just gonna fucking hit random a couple times.
I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day.
Ooh, that's a nice looking one. Accents I would like.
And I forget how unusual this looks. As you can see,
There we go.
This is my reanimated corpse farm.
Oh, and what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. What am I supposed to do? Just let them decompose? Reanimated corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective, low
Oh,
maintenance.
I have a...
Now Beatrice.
Oh, since I have the Prime, I'm able to just use the default version of the head?
Yeah.
Neat. I prefer the Prime head. Well, let's see what else I can
Would
do.
you be a dear and reach into her guts? Feel around for anything that doesn't belong. So the blight got into my revenant and interfered with her raising. That confirms one of my theories. Not only is the Dream Scourge affecting our farms, it's disrupting animancy, unraveling our work. Sounds like I have more research ahead of me, but at least now I have a sense of direction. Thank you for getting your hands dirty on my behalf, godlike. You're a natural. Not really. But that's all right. You and I have something in common. We're animancers. Hooking up equipment and seeing what happens is what we do. You see, the living lands is rich with essence, the energy of souls. We channel this energy into our fields. And that's why Emerald Stair is the breadbasket of the living lands.
There's something poetic about the idea of plants eating souls to survive. Creepy, but poetic.
But as you can see, we've been dealing with some irregularities. Giata thinks so, and I trust Giata. Traditional farms depend on water, sunlight, and the mercy of insects. What you see here is no different. Animancy can change the world, but it's an uphill climb. People don't trust what they don't understand. Giata Castelli wants my professional opinion. What an honor! I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
I am a little confused about why Lavos Prime has fucking heels, but I won't question it.
Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very
Snake.
I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first...
Honestly, a snake having heels
I'm up
seems
to my
pretty
ears in
reasonable.
around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put a poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
When a revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has come. Silvo is on a strict diet, but I suppose he could have gotten into the crops when my back was turned. You never know with these rascals.
Okay, reasonably, I build armor for Lavos. Do I do anything with health as well, or no?
Lives with death.
Yes.
Alright, does energy matter in any way?
Oh.
Okay.
Say what you will about mercenary and military life.
What about ability efficiency? Would that mess with cooldowns, or is it just nothing?
To giving monetary value to corpses.
Look, it actually has a different menu for Lavos. You can see it. Read.
But sometimes we have bad days. Really? Oh, I've always wanted to
okay.
stables. Deal. You've made me a very happy animal.
You get a diamond achievement for selling your corpse.
Till after your death.
I'm not
Oh, you can just sell your corpse. Own corpse?
I'll tell you that.
Once you've dealt with
Yeah, that's how you get the collar to summon a revenant to fight by your side in combat.
You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be open. Just be gentle with him. He's a good boy.
So, we're killing a revenant then. She just...
Do you get the collar after you get?
And this is why I don't take.
No, she gives you the collar when you. No, she gives you when you finish talking to her.
I didn't get it.
Come back soon.
I'm going to assume I have to do this mini quest here first.
Yeah.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sell your corpse for a reward, and then don't commit because you're dead somewhere and they won't be able to find you.
Right behind you.
Plus, I doubt the gods would let that happen anyway.
And I just realized that fucking Blind Rage doesn't really have as much of a downside on Lavos. You know, the mod that reduces ability efficiency but buffs ability strength by a fuck ton.
Keep in mind, efficiency still does something for Lavos, I just don't know what.
You know the transmutation probe and how it gives cooldown reduction?
Yeah.
Efficiency messes with that. It messes with how much cooldown reduction you get from it.
Good fight.
Okay, so yeah, literally no downside, because, yeah. You know, not exploring or doing anything until this quest is done is hurting my soul.
Not bad.
It'll be worth it, don't worry.
It's hurting my soul.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like. Poor Silphon. He was a bright young
I mean, you can feel free to do it if you want, but you might be missing out on Giatti dialogue lines.
I'll be fine. I've lost so many revenants over the years, and I'm always such a wreck afterward. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's...
I have my 3rd Prime frame. I'm quite proud of myself. Is the Breton Prime any good? Since I almost have enough of that thing to make it. Did you hear my question?
No.
Is the Breton Prime any good?
I mean, it's one of the better assault rifles. Mid-high grade, I would say.
Alright.
Precisely my point. There is something unique at the heart of this. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. Seems a little far-fetched. Then again, what isn't these days? You're a godlike, so anything is possible. Perhaps your nature will grant you more answers.
Reading something real quick.
You found out you're positive for the disease Osteoporosis?
Well, that's dust.
Are you gonna ask?
Oh no, it's already been decided that you're stupid.
Oh, that's all? Yeah, I thought we figured that out a while ago. Well, no, I'm not stupid. I'm unusual. Because sometimes...
Thank you for just proving our point.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to your conversation at all, so I'm going with what you said fully.
You literally just proved our point right there with that reaction.
Now
like,
you're
only
confusing
I know
me.
how stupid I am.
Yes. Well, no, I was more gonna go on the point of, I'm stupid, but I do weirdly smart things.
Close eye on my vlog.
And also my luck makes up for my stupidity.
Down payment on your body. And here's your collar.
Yeah, viewers, he has weird random ass luck.
And I've always wanted a godlike to show
Yeah,
up at the harvest
my luck
festival.
is
You're going to love it.
temperamental,
Hopefully not for a while though.
in the best way of saying it.
Great. Now I have to add to my list of idiotic ideas.
Like,
let's hope we
sometimes
steer clear of
I
this
get
hatchery
something
for
that
the
I've been
time being.
that's really rare on the first try. Other times, I try to get something that's almost guaranteed. Never. I don't understand it.
Can we talk about the implication that she says that that she's never had a godlike with the animancy before, right? And that means that the gods likely literally stop it from happening.
Fair enough.
So that means that you literally wouldn't be able to become an animancer corpse because the godlike.
Do you think Takehu was one of the ones to get pretty much sucked up from the earth by the gods?
We talked about this like 6 times. No, he's still here. You literally see a note of his in the church.
We probably could have put it there before the whole end of the godlikes.
No. Mac, how does the collar work? Why don't I see the Revenant?
Yeah. Becomes an ability on your heart bar. Press LB. You have to have it equipped though.
How effective is it?
Between that and the Phantom, I prefer Revenant because Revenant has a ranged attack, which is poison, and its attacks are just poison attacks when it melees.
It doesn't tell me how effective it is.
From what I've seen, more than Phantom.
That also doesn't tell me how effective it is.
I don't know how effective it actually is. All I know is that it does more damage than I do to the enemies.
What is the strongest enemy that you've fought that it can kill reliably?
I mean, the mushroom people can 3-shot me, and I have more armor than him, so that should give you an idea.
The gods are silent on this question.
Which armor are you using?
They just
I am using the Inguasian I don't know how to pronounce circuit. I don't know. I've never known how to pronounce that fucking word.
What word?
Because the armor I have is heavy plate, fine +2 quality, steel Garrote armor. It's unique.
Cuirass. Circus. I've never known how to pronounce that fucking word.
A cuirass.
Alright, how do you spell it again?
Pronounce it either.
So I'm gonna put it through Google Translate. Just how do you spell it?
Cuirass.
Cuiass.
Cuirass.
Alright. Caress.
Okay. Inguathian Caress. It gives you a 50% damage reduction.
And I remember seeing that one. Where did you find that one at?
Pre-order.
Look what I found.
Oh.
A genuine godlike.
They're wearing
Mr. Pay to Win.
Collars. Do you think they're
I didn't know how we get armor. Yeah.
Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. Fluent speech and upright posture show marks of sophistication and the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
It's just that we've never met a godlike before.
I want to sleep. I'm trying to push till 9.
Giada must have sent you to
No,
be our
no
test
sleeping.
subject. She
Caffeine.
knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything.
Okay,
we have
Amazon
to
Express
finish
deliver me a C4 energy drink.
I mean, I've been
Same day
getting
delivery.
I've been getting it off online because it's cheaper.
It's doing same day delivery me a freaking C4.
C4 energy drink.
The information wouldn't be worth anything.
Yes, C4 energy drink. The energy drink C4.
Let's begin the examination.
I had to say
What
that.
will you be in your next life?
Fair enough.
Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Weird name for energy drink though.
Little bit.
Agreed.
Who wouldn't? My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? So, you believe we need your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of
That
another.
is not at all what
We
was
all
said, but
know
okay.
that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Very optimistic, aren't we? I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
There's no cure for the Dream Scourge, much in the way that there's no cure for an avalanche.
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right. With a little fresh soccer, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell. Did you
Hurry.
hear that? Well, if it isn't my favorite godlike.
Dialogue just cut out 3 separate times. That's nice.
This is one of the Living Land's main export hubs. Or, it used to be.
I don't know who or what you are, and frankly, it doesn't matter. Stay out of trouble, and there won't be any problems. Maybe you're not as dense as you look. So, what do you want? Well, you found someone. This is what remains of Fjord's mercantile district. Obviously, it has seen better days. It's not. At least, not anymore. 40 years ago, this place was a bustling harbor, shipping food to Thirdborn, Paradis, and the occasional smaller settlement. I would know. I was still right here, at this very post. Dwarves live longer, so 40 years isn't that long to us. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some ruins to watch over.
There's gotta be loot up here, right? Big old tower. Oh, hold that thought. I will be right back, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Make an Umbra.
He's back, ladies.
Welcome back.
No, I don't get to say this often, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. Mac, wake up.
It gets harder and harder to push through as time goes on.
Wake up. Inhale caffeine.
Pain
I don't
wakes you
have
up.
any.
What Dust said is also true.
I'm not hurting myself, you sadistic fuck.
I bite my
nice.
cheek all the time to help me stay awake.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I recall from the second game, Odragons are dragons, correct?
Don't know.
You were there. You did the quest, didn't you?
Ow, my... my brain is split right now. I just finished doing pretty much all of Nikita's quests and that thing, but I have to go to an island called Hosoko or something like that.
No, I'm talking about in the third game. The mushroom people.
Oh, that? Yeah, what about them?
It was the thing that they were talking about is a dragon, right? The heart.
I think so.
Angry mushroom people. So, Mac, you said these bruisers are dangerous, question mark?
They're not 3 skull variants.
I mean, even if they were, you can dodge around them like nothing. Smaller mushrooms are actually dangerous.
The ones who, the dumb guns who fight are Queen's Fury. The ones who gotta sneak by.
Yeah, let's see how effective this Revenant is. Revenant, do something. Alright. I don't think that collar is worth it.
Why?
That's all of it.
It does a lot of damage, but the Revenant is slow and kinda stupid.
I mean, here's another meat shield.
I'll take my stat buff.
Pair that with a beetle shield and you have like 2 extra companions.
But one of them requires you parry. Yes. Another chest. Ow, bear. So why is Garrus allowed to have a blunderbuss, but we can't? Devs, I must know. Why have you done this?
Done what?
That yet Garrus can use a blunderbuss, yet we can't.
Really? I thought Garrus only used his pistol.
That's a blunderbuss.
Huh.
And for that, blah. And on that note, why can't I get an, what, blah? Why can't I get an arbalist? I would very much like one.
Are you sure it's in the game?
I think I would have found one by now, don't you think?
Get it. Take your best shot. Look left.
Yeah.
To the left. That's not hitting hard enough.
Oh, that's a grizzly bear.
I just looked it up. It is in Copper Lane, and it's sold by Agrun.
Arbalist, not arquebus.
Yeah, Arbalist.
Back on my feet.
A-R-B-A-L-E-S-T.
You do know that the arbalist is the crank crossbow, right?
Yeah, and it has a crank on the back end of it. On the image.
Just wanted to make sure, because I have not seen a single crossbow in this game yet.
Merchants in Direwood sell it. Weapon merchants specifically.
Are you looking at the right game?
Wait, what? No, this is no Pillar of Eternity. What the fuck? I specifically put in a valid. That's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think an arbalist fucking exists in Nevada.
Whoa.
Well, nothing's popping up. It's only popping up with Pillars of Eternity 2.
I'm saying whoa because I don't like it.
Again.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that hurts.
Grizzly bear, can you not? Grizzly, fuck off.
What's the target? Aim where? Let's see what you got. Coming from the right. On your right.
Just down myself. Ow.
God. Help. What about that one?
Bear, attack Garrus, not me.
That's more like it. Be right with you. He's also. Come and get me! Hold it. Thanks, soldier. Hey! Over here!
This bear is a 2-star and it's kicking my ass.
Unseen, unheard.
was a grizzly bear and it didn't drop a bear claw, I am offended. Yay, more spooters.
Come and get me! Let's see what you got.
He's also.
I'm down. Back in the fight. Perk up, envoy.
Oh, big spooter.
Another one.
Ow, why didn't I go invisible? Mac, did you also get murdered by the giant crystal spider?
I didn't run into a giant crystal spider.
Yeah, the giant crystal spider queen just murdered me. Badly.
If only you had a healer on your team.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
With Giatti, unlock core abilities. Don't worry about adding the extra stuff to the abilities. Use the points just to unlock them.
Usually never do.
High ground. The ruins' natural defenses. Good place to post up.
These skeletons aren't involved with the mushroom people, are they? Great answer, Mac. Yeah. These skeletons aren't involved with the mushroom people now, are they?
Nope. If you look on the map and on the left, you see that one island-like thing that's isolated on the left. That's where the queen and her people are. There should be like 3 bridges to lead to it.
Yeah, I haven't even got to the bridge yet, okay.
By the way, when you're sneaking, if you're seen at all and they start to attack you, you're already cooked. You might as well reload if you want to keep the peaceful path. Because even if you don't attack, she still sees you as hostile.
I mean, you could just run away, make them de-aggro, and start sneaking again, right?
Yeah.
He's also.
Perk up, envoy.
Ow, I got fucking sniped.
Nothing back in the fight. Nice work.
The trail goes through the ravine and into the blade. Careful where you step.
How does the stealth spell work exactly?
Don't know, I didn't have it when I snuck through. I got it afterwards, because I was able to get a point after it, but I had to use the tall grass.
Look at that.
I was more meaning, can you just walk past enemies with the spell, or if you get near them, they go ooh?
Don't know. I didn't have a spell unlocked until after the fact.
Well, I just walked past that lizard, so I think I'm okay. Mac, after I go across the bridge, left or right?
Right.
Well, onto the rocky path?
Yeah. Left would be shorter, but it's also harder to get through sneaking.
Oh, okay, so stealth, I'm good. I have like 30 essence potions, so I can just be invisible infinitely. You lied to me. Left is not faster. It leads to a dead end.
But where you saw Queen's Tree looking out through the doorway?
Yeah, that leads to a dead end.
Not really. You can jump down.
I literally just ran into a wall. I am staring at a wall.
Let me look at your Twitch stream.
Right?
Already ran off to the right.
It's like nature's shaping these ruins into something. Like a shrine, but for who?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Casually walking through.
You may approach me. Ah.
It was easy.
A welcome visitor. It has been so long since one of your kind has walked in this grove. Strange, as this is your home. Yes, that is the home you know. But why have you come to this place? A curious thing for Kith to want.
Even one as special as you. It belonged to one who tended this grove for longer than I have been here. Sickness changed them, as it has recently changed so many creatures in these woods. It no longer recognized us as their kin. We had to stop them before their madness damaged the land. When we become enemies of the land, it goes against our nature. We had no choice. But it is over now. All that remains is their heart. Our kind has no need for such remembrances. It would cause us no pain to part with it. Take it, and go in peace.
I can't believe you pulled that off. Now, let's get out of here before she notices my wood pistol grip.
Fucking Garrus. Now, let's get out of here before she notices my wood pistol grip.
You've returned. There is no need to be.
What the hell is the queen doing exactly? Great answer.
Huh?
What exactly is the queen even doing?
I don't know. I tried to talk to her again, but nothing comes of it.
There is not much to loot in here. You know, what I never understood about entities like these is, okay, they're sapient, right? Because they know how to communicate and talk and be sensible, right? But, okay, but past that, what do? Do they just sit there staring at a tree until someone attacks it?
Not sure, Mr. Bam.
Garrus, I didn't pull anything off. I used the power of cheese. The power of cheese wins again. You know, what's your guys' favorite kind of cheese?
Yeah, I pretty much
Pepper
got
jack
that
or cheddar?
down by myself.
Did
Agree.
you now?
Captain Masoni said he'd never seen anything like it.
Oh,
What's
I
the
bet.
void's sling
Enjoy
again?
fjord.
I know you have to do it in your operator, but I don't remember how.
There's two meanings. One, when you're on your railjack, right? And you use the top cannon to yeet yourself. And the other way is when you hold LB and press A.
Thank you.
I own.
Rumor has it there's none life from out here among us secure. Please give them a warm welcome.
I wish I had an easy button. Even though if I didn't have the invisibility spell, that would not have been easy.
It would not have been easy at all.
Well, I'm just gonna say that was easy. I definitely did that normally without cheese.
And a more than capable companion for poor Giada. Nature is as stubborn as ever, I see. Fair enough. Here's payment for your troubles. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first. Let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood. All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum. Chrysalis.
The spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hello? You still with me? Good. We're getting somewhere. Hey, let's go over your results. Your soul is like a piece of sea glass. All the edges are smoothed down. Quite beautiful, really. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold. Usually, all it takes is a mirror. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting. Nothing harmful, at least not yet. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giata's theory of the Dream Scourge. Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land, diverted. like the flow of a river. Exactly. And if I know essence, it can't have gone too far. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giada my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh? I'm getting a bad feeling about what we'll find.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He lost me when he started talking about souls. What did I miss?
I hope you find answers. If you don't like where they lead.
Something the matter? I hope none of my colleagues scared you off. I hate to admit it, but I saw that one coming. Those two don't get out much. When Ignacy took away their research funding, I pulled some strings to get it back. He told me I was a fool, but they'll prove him wrong someday. I have faith. I hope you had an enlightening visit at the corpse farm. Elia is one of my favorite neighbors, second only to Quilici. When her best farmhand got stuck up a tree, I got him down in one piece. Well, several pieces. I've always looked up to her. And you got his machine up and running. That's what I call progress. I helped Monto after his wife died. She was brilliant, and he took the loss hard. I'm going to miss him. Sounds like you've met with everyone. We're ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest? Makes sense. You won't find a better source of energy. Look at us. Barely even started, and already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals.
Okay, so when I make a combo type for the
thanks to you, they won't be
abilities of Lavos, I get the combo type on my weapon as well.
Assuming you have the mod equipped, yes.
You're referring to the formation mod?
The mod that you need to unlock that, yes.
And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange
Oh,
for
neat.
privacy,
I can make a Riven.
I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work. Sorry, I had a lot on my mind. Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus. Think of it as a spiritual tuning fork, or a dowsing rod. It has many functions, some more obvious than others. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I'm sure everything's fine. It's just a spooky death basement.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there. Don't be. I couldn't ignore this forever. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.